Third video of the day. I'll probably do a fourth one. Hey, Rodney. I don't know, man. I just feel different. It feels good. I don't have any hate. I'm not sad. I'm not angry. I'm headed to a meeting out of town with a friend of mine who, you know, I thought had the pitchfork and torch, and, you know, we've talked a couple days, and it's not what this is about, is it? You know, I was able to help him with some advice. He took the advice, and now he doesn't have to worry about certain shit. And it's kind of like blended, you know, like some of the stuff that I do for a living. I was able to, you know, in recovery, give a different take, and it wasn't even a recovery thing. It was just about something else, and help them out, you know. And I love that he reached out to me yesterday and said, I did it, and it's fucking done, and I feel good about it, and feel like I helped somebody, you know. And it just, you know, obviously he did it. He put in the work and did it. But I gave him the advice so I didn't have to stress over this. He won't lose sleep over this anymore. And I was able to use my profession to help somebody in recovery, and give the suggestion without having to have him come see me and do it at my place, which is great, you know. And now he's gonna make this meeting with me, and I'm freaking stoked about that. You know, what I really need is more men in my life that are in recovery that I communicate with regularly. You know, I have friends that are girls and I have friends that are guys, but you know, I just need to really have a good circle of friends, not a whole bunch, just a couple that I talk to regularly. You know, not too long ago, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and then prior to that, for a couple months, you know, they say talk to somebody every day in recovery. So I was, but it was like the only person I was talking to, really. You know, and I don't, it's not what this is about. I keep forgetting, you know, I let my will take over, and I keep forgetting. And anytime I look up and I'm like, it's going to be okay, this is going to work out. It's probably not, you know. And I feel good today. I feel good today. I took care of a bill. I took care of a situation, you know, with, I got insurance on one of the cars. So somebody could move into their house, and that's recovery related too, you know. And if I keep doing these things, these right things, you know, I don't want anything in return. But if I keep doing these right things that I know I have in me, and I was doing, but just keep doing them, I'll continue to improve my life too. And there was a time I was just fucking isolating, hiding in my room. I didn't want to go out in public. I didn't want to go shopping because I was too afraid to make eye contact. Fuck, I couldn't even get on the road without making eye contact with somebody in a car. And I swear I knew they knew what I, you know, like they knew. You know, they could be having a bad day and they give me a fucking side-eye look, and I'm like, fuck, man, they hate me too. These motherfuckers didn't know. You know, but my journey for the last, we'll just say 10 years right now, and it goes deeper than that, has been really fucking rough, man. It's not been easy. It's not been good, and it's not been fun at all. It's been fucking chaotic, miserable, dark, dreary. Stuck in a fucking season for fucking almost 10 years, man. I'm not in that season of my life anymore. I haven't been in that season of my life for over 7 months now. I can say that. I might have been in a different season for a little bit. That's okay. That season wasn't even that bad. The season was great, actually, for a little bit. Fuck, I'm grateful for that. But really, that dark season that I was in, where I fucking, like, I remember I was like, the day that I decided to not fucking get loaded anymore, I had to call and tell my boss that, hey man, I gotta go back in, and were supportive, we'll just say that, in the best way they possibly could be. You know, again, that day I was free. You can't save your face and your ass at the same time, right? You can't. You gotta just be honest with your peeps at work, with your family, and your friends in recovery, and let them know, I'm gonna do this. You know, treatment was good for me. Doesn't have to be for everybody. Not everybody's story starts with treatment. I needed it this last time for a lot of reasons, and it wasn't just the reason of, like, I needed to change everything, which I did. You know, I went in, I'm not in that relationship, you know. I went in not sure if I was going to have a job anymore, not sure if I was going to keep my place, not sure what was going to happen, but I went in with like, okay, I surrender, and I fucking did. You know, so all these trials and tribulations that I'm going through while I stay clean are not as bad as the week leading up to that. And even then, the journey wasn't quite there, was it? You know, that day wasn't quite my clean day. It was a few days, it was a little bit after that, a couple days after that, I had to go through some shit, couldn't get into a fucking room. Nobody had anything available. Went to all the way down to fucking Vancouver, and they told me that wasn't even the right place, and that was the day that I was driving home listening to a fucking song, and the song sounded like it was talking about me, and it was basically, to sum it up in my head, that song was like, you've already had all the chances, there's no third chance. That's what summed up, and I just thought to myself, bullshit, there isn't. I'm gonna this is it. And I'll tell you what, man, that day saved my life. That day saved my life. But really, it was I need to fucking change. You know, and just being honest. And I didn't really reach out to a lot of people. You know, I didn't reach out to I left a message with my sponsor the day I went in, my sister, and you know, I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to just go do. And I talked with my kids, my two oldest kids. I walked with Shayna. We walked around the block and we talked about like what the plan was. That shit's unfolding as we speak. And it has. And everything is worked out. So there was a little tiny hiccup recently. You know? And that's okay. I feel good right now, and I haven't felt good in a minute. And when I say a minute, like a couple weeks, man. But I feel good today. You know, I feel like the armor's back on. You know, I failed for a little bit there, man. Like I felt like I lost something, and then I was just gonna go ahead and supplement it with something else, and I luckily didn't do that. I shared that in the video right before this. I am so fucking grateful that I just like meet up with somebody or try to meet up. You know, I was hurt and I tried to fucking, you know, and I'm just so grateful that didn't happen. And I'm grateful that I had the sensibility to like be like, no, not going to. And then just cut ties with all the conversations that I had, you know, because I was fucking low, man. Now I feel like I've work through some stuff, and there's going to be other shit that happens, you know, like text message might come through, you know, but I feel like today was a pinnacle day for me. I feel like today was the day that I decided to really truly just let go and let God, and because of that, I think that like the burden has been lifted over my shoulders in terms of this, you know, what goes on in here and holding me back, you know, just hoping that maybe they're, you know, like not even like just, it's just been a shit show. Let's just put it that way. And still going to be a shit show. But I have a better perspective over all of it now. and I feel like I needed to go through it so I could actually say, okay, here we go again. Take the wheel. Get to drive through the fucking traffic for a minute. You know, love songs and shit. I haven't really done that too much of that, at least. I've kind of avoided that. I know how that makes me feel. You know, music is an interesting thing, man. I could put on a couple songs and really fucking change my mood. And I know that, so I'm not doing that. Like, there's no hate music and there's no fucking, like, too intense feelings music. You know? A song pops on that reminds me of something, I fast forward, or like I hit the skip button. I don't want that. It's not helping me none. What I want is my fucking focus on what I'm doing, what I need to do. It gives me hope. Knowing that I can go through shit clean, knowing that I can fucking, you know, not be too affected by my algorithm now is really freeing, because my algorithm was just like putting on certain songs too. It's really freeing. And, you know, like, I'm hopeful that the next year, 12 months from now, when I'm coming up on 2 years, will be wonderful. I'm really hopeful for that. You know, today I went to go fucking, I was in it, you know, I was fucking back in it, and I told my boss, I said, I'm gonna go to the store, and my intention was to go buy a pack of smokes. Like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna go buy a pack of smokes so I could just smell like shit and fucking suck them down, as if, like, this doesn't work, you know? Fuck, I got 2 of these bitches, you know? And, well, okay. I didn't buy 2 because I was obsessing. Couldn't find this motherfucker, so I went and bought this dude. And now I have a backup one, which is okay. You know, it's the one that I can change the flavors on. But ultimately, this is the one I like. And instead of doing that, I thought, what can I do towards my health? Not fuck my health up. I've worked so hard at not fucking my health up. What can I do? So I went, and I'm gonna give these guys a plug. I went and bought this. You know, I'm 45. I'll be 46 in like 10 days. And my birthday's coming up soon. This is testosterone. So I'll put myself on blast. I'm 45, you know, like, this is gonna help me. You know, like, they tried to prescribe this shit to me and I didn't want to take it. Then they did another test on me and they said, whoa, wait, your levels have gone up. Well, okay, great, but this isn't gonna hurt. I talked to the guy at GNC and he recommended this, and it's gonna help me with, you know, what I'm doing in terms of my, you know, working out, because I do that regularly. And oh, I was giving it a plug. It's called, this is the brand, Methyl Andro. So, anyways, this gives me a month's supply. So I'm going to try this for 1 month. If I don't see results, or I don't feel results, not see, if I don't feel better after taking this, I gave it a good shot. My doctors, plural, because the last one I had recommended I take something, and then this last one recommended I take something, and against suggestion I didn't. And so I'm gonna do it, you know, like, just like I reached out to a fucking counselor today, and I left a message, and then I talked to the facility, or the office. It's not a facility, right? Talked to the office, and they sent me an email, and I'm gonna schedule it. They're about 3 weeks out. I'm gonna schedule my first counseling visit or therapist visit, whatever they're called. And I told, they said, well, what are we doing here? And I was honest, you know, I'm in recovery and I want to take it to the next level. You know, I had somebody suggested to me, and I think it's a good idea, and I'm going to take their suggestion. You know, instead of being like all fucking bitchy and mad and, you know, whiny, you know, it wasn't a bad suggestion, so I'm taking it. You know, and it's suggested by others too, but I'm going to do it, you know, and I'm just going to let it all out, and I'll have another area of my life that I'm improving. You know, like today was a good fucking day, man. A lot of things happened today, including this. You know, and I realized, and then I reached out to my dude and I was like, yo, I'm going to this thing. And he was like, well, are you 80% sure or are you 100% sure? And I said, I'm going and I'm committing to it. So I'll see you there. And he's like, hell yeah, I'll see you there. So, fuck yeah. I'm in. You know, I'm going to go home, change. I can't be dressed like this in there. You know, I just don't want to. You know, so I'll go change and go do the damn thing. You know, and come home, and I think I'm going to spend an hour cleaning. And then I'm going to the gym tonight. And I'm going to do the damn thing there. And then I'm going to go in the morning. Like I did on Tuesday. Monday night and Tuesday. So, man, I just spit out a whole bunch of shit. What, 15 minutes of just straight blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I'm in a good place. You know, I wasn't, but I gave myself the opportunity to feel these feelings. And then today was acceptance day. It's great advice. So today's acceptance day. And then, you know, I'll lean towards faith. Everything's going to happen the way it's going to happen. That's how it is. And, you know, I'm not going to like, I'm going to just do my best to trust that the people, places, and things that come into my life are provided. I'm not taking, and I'm not going and seeking. I'm going to try that approach for the first time in my life. You know, for the first time in my life, I'm going to just let things come to me the way they come to me, and just focus on that. And I want to see how that works out for the next couple of months. Good with that, you know. Let's just see. Anyways, that's a long video, man. I've put out like fucking basically an hour of fucking videos today, I think. So there's probably gonna be another 20 minutes coming in after this meeting. I don't know. It's my shit. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You know, you don't have to log on. You can fucking stop the video. This is my fucking journal, my YouTube journal, and I'm good with that. So I'm in. I'm ready.